I have been looking forward to this South Africa versus India test series for the whole year, okay? For the whole year, every day I've been counting down the days just for us to start off like this. India, they lose their 5 millionth toss, but the day well and truly still belongs to them. Yeah, I mean, where to start? Wake up excited to see one of my heroes, Kagiso Rabada, Dewald Brevis. I'm sure a lot of people came out to Eden Gardens excited to see the young man play, excited to see a little bit of Dewald Brevis fireworks, a bit of counter-attacking, because that's something that's lacking now in this batting lineup, I feel, with him not there. If players... And yeah, it's not ideal when you've got two injuries, because that's the reason. I wake up and I'm trying to find out this morning, why the hell is Kagiso not playing? Why the hell is Brevis not playing? Shoulder injury for Brevis, rib injury for Rabada. I'm like, how the hell does that happen? These people have been resting, okay? The white ball series in Pakistan, none of these guys played because of this test match. And now you wake up this morning and you see two of the main guys. I'm going to get to Muthusamy because he is the main guy, the form guy, the man of the series guy in Pakistan. But you see none of these people are playing, the people who are resting. So it's frustrating. It really, really is. And look, the thing now with Rabada not being there is that South Africa, we are now missing that striker element, right? Like you have with Bumrah and Siraj in that second spell when it was reverse swinging. Gill's captaincy today was rather phenomenal. We'll get to that. But so now you want to get like for like replacements. And now what happens with this batting lineup that is just completely out of sync now for me with South Africa, right? Because your number 5, number 6, you want that Baz McCullum effect. Obviously, you don't want your whole team to be playing Baz ball because that's not smart. But you want guys there to really, really do that, to take the attack back to the opposition, to give it back, right? That's a Dewald Brevis. Now, if we look at white ball cricket, we would say, well, that's supposed to be a Tristan Stubbs as well. But more and more he is showing us that it seems as though he wants to play that kind of wall role. Well, then I feel like you need to be batting at number 3 to be playing that role, because you can't be that stagnant coming in at number 6. You need to be active. You need to rotate the strike. You're going to be batting with guys who aren't necessarily... that batting isn't their first discipline. Right, it's bowling all-rounders, etc., etc. So I don't think it suits him playing in that position. But now they brought Vian Mulder back in, and look, it's very interesting for me, because we are a fan of a player, but sometimes we can't be a fan of a player in certain conditions, right? So I've spoken so many times about Arshdeep Singh. I understand why you guys are not picking him in India, because that pace, which is it's the same pace as Vian Mulder's, 128 kilometers an hour, 129 kilometers, it's just not good enough in subcontinent conditions, is it? But you take Vian to South Africa, you take him to England, look what a different bowler he becomes. He becomes a serious threat. Okay, but it's not the same here in the subcontinent. So when I say I want Arshdeep Singh in India's side, I mean get him in India's side in Sina. He should have played against England, right? Because a different bowler in different conditions. Not everybody. There are very few bowlers that can bowl really well all over the world. You've got your Bumrahs, you've got your Rabadas, and then you've got probably your Hazelwoods, your Starks, Cummins I'll throw in there. But there's not a hell of a lot of them, right? So yeah, for me, now we don't have that striker element. We've got a guy bowling at 128 kilometers an hour, opening the bowling with Jansen. Bowling is all about partnerships. Today, Jansen was fantastic, but he wasn't really supported at the other end. And so for me, I thought, why was Corbin Bosch then not opening the bowling? He can hit 140 clicks. He can do that. He opened the bowling against Pakistan in the ODI matches. He was absolutely fantastic. So this doesn't make sense to me. And so now we've got Vian Mulder back at 3. Again, the batting as well for me is a bit concerning in the subcontinent. And I'm not going to just target him. I'm going to look at every single one of the right-handed batters. They were not fantastic in Pakistan. The left-handed batters outscored the right-handed batters by an absolute country mile and then some. So what's interesting to me with that as well is, why were these players not playing? Okay, they're not playing the Pakistan white ball series. They were resting, but back in the day, players used to come early to the subcontinent to play these practice matches, right? You've got England now playing against England Roses, or what, they're playing against some of their own guys, or they're playing against somebody in Perth, but they're doing these practice matches beforehand and everybody is playing. But we had Tembo was playing. Who else was playing? And after that Pakistan series, do you not think that you should be out there in the middle with Temba? Because that's sure as hell what I'm thinking. And so the Muthusamy omission is probably because India, you've got so many left-handed batters, and here's another left-arm spinner. We've got Maharaj, that's not the matchup, blah, blah, blah. But it's not really just for me about his bowling. It's about how he batted in Pakistan. He gets in above a lot of the top six, a lot of their performances. He was better. And then there's that extra left-handed batter, because now we've got 9 right-handed batters. And look, this is not just an issue in Test cricket for South Africa, it's in ODI cricket as well. That's one of the reasons we lost the Champions Trophy, was because the batting lineup, it's not balanced. It's not balanced. And we've got a lot of left-handed batting talent. The young Luandre Pretorius, the Herman brothers as well. Muthusamy should be in there, So for me, I was just really shocked at his omission. And now a lot of work, I feel, is going to fall on Simon Harmer and Maharaj, who were fantastic, by the way, in Pakistan. I do think they're going to have a big role to play, especially with the fact that India will have to bat last. But look, we need to get India out for under, some of you said, 250, under 250. If we give India 100 lead, that's a bit scary, guys. I got to be honest. We got to get them out. The one good thing as well for us is that you're not taking the game away from us. You batted really, really slow today for a good 80 minutes, which didn't really make sense to me. I don't think you should be wasting too much time. I'm not saying throw your wickets away, but just remember, the longer the test match goes on, the harder it seems to get. So if there are some balls that you can smack, you need to smack it. But no, the day belongs to you. I thought Gill's captaincy was amazing. How he managed the bowlers, especially the field placements, everything. He's really been taking on a lot of criticism, and today he was there. His head was in the game. He lost his 5 millionth toss, but he was there. The bowlers came out firing. He persisted with Bumrah, So many times, South Africa as well, we'll give Rabada 5 overs and then we'll kind of stop. But today you just pushed Bumrah for 7, and then those wickets started tumbling. The Kuldeep Yadav, was Kuldeep, I think, who dismissed Temba, our biggest wicket. Stroke of genius there with that captaincy as well. Yeah. And then, let me think, Siraj's reverse bowling spell, fantastic. Look, you've got real strike bowlers in your fast bowling department, and it's just a bit scary for me as a South African looking at the fast bowlers that we picked. You know how I feel about Nandre Burger. I feel like we spoke about that today on the live. By the way, I'm going to be doing that again tomorrow. If there's any specific times that you guys think would be the best, second session, third session, first session, what's your opinion on that? But yeah, tomorrow, big day. This game has moved forward a hell of a lot now. So tomorrow almost feels a little bit like moving day already, because it is the subcontinent, right? But yeah, fantastic day of cricket. There was a lot happening, but only 200 runs scored, right, from both teams. So everything to play for still tomorrow. I do think Marco Jansen could also have a big effect tomorrow when we can start getting the ball to reverse swinging, a bit of Corbin Bosch in there. But mainly for me, it's going to have to be the Maharaj Simon Harmer show, and we're going to have to put you guys under serious pressure. And number one, keep the run rate down, but then also start picking up some wickets. Also, South Africans wasting those reviews. Oh, nothing annoys me more, guys. Nothing. Anyway, that's my thought. What were your thoughts?